this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are all here for this pick a card. Today we're going to be taking a look at the question, what makes you unique? So this is going to be a fun one. If you haven't already, I'd like to invite everybody to go ahead and hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on a video. Plus, it really helps me out, so I would really appreciate it. All right, so what have we got here today? I have 3 decks set out along with my Oracle card deck. Here I have the Housewives Tarot with my stone. This is hematite with the word imagine. Here I have the classic Llewellyn with green aventurine with the word trust. And here I have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot with jasper and the word journey. All right, and then my Oracle card deck is the Magic of You Oracle with my clear quartz to open up the energy. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to live shuffle, and then I'll be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put in timestamps. That way you can bounce around and fast forward as you need to. And well, with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, what makes me unique? See where your attention is drawn. And select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Let's find out what's going on for you. What makes you unique? All right, we're going to take a look at our Oracle card first. Become a loving mirror. Ooh, that's really good. This means when people talk to you, the love that you emanate is just reflected right back to them. You make people feel loved. You make people feel that they are important, that they feel good about themselves. Ooh, all right, that's a good one, huh? All right, let's see what else we've got. Whoa. Wow, we've got a lot of great cards here. All right, my friend, what makes you unique? Again, the love part is just really popping through. Love meaning that you are a loving person and you make people feel loved and important. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic love, so don't get it confused. Romance and love go together, yes, but they're not, they're independent from each other. So you make people see themselves in a different way. We've got our Hanged Man here in between the 9 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Now, again, along with our oracle card, becoming a loving mirror, when people come and talk to you, the love is reflected back to them. So, people come to you, people are drawn to you, people love you, people really enjoy your company. But it's more than just having a good time, like hanging out with you and stuff like that. It's that you really provide that kind of sense of nourishment, that people need, and on an emotional level. Does that make sense? So, and you help people to see things differently, to see themselves differently, to see situations differently from a more loving perspective. Love again gets confused with romance so much, and love is not just romantic love. So I want to make sure to make that distinction. Okay, here we have our King of Wands and our Queen of Swords. This tells me that people see you like a leader. People see you as somebody who gets moving and gets things done. People see you as, really having you're organized and really having your ideas in line. If you are feeling like, no, I don't, that's not me. Well, that's the impression you give off. That's the vibe that you put out there. So people really feel that. Again, we're coming back into that emotion of loving and caring. That goes so far when you feel like somebody is empathetic, or when you feel like somebody cares. That's what's going on. And a lot of times people who don't care about themselves, don't know what to do with those kinds of things. But when it's mirrored back at them from you, you must just feel like, like coming home. People talking to you feel like they're coming home. So, but again, you've got this Queen of Swords energy in here, which says you're also not going to take any guff from anybody. You're not going to take any, BS from anybody. So that is, important too, to protect yourself so that you're not being railroaded by people's emotions and things like that. Next, it's going into our Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. Now, in a romantic situation, I would say, ooh, that's you guys getting together. But in this situation, when we're talking about what makes you unique and following along with the other message coming through, this is, again, people are drawn to you. The Two of Cups means the cups is love and emotion. First of all, we need to say that. But the two is about partnership. This is all about feeling united with somebody. You, my friend, really bring out the best in other people. That's what makes you unique. You might not even be trying to do it, and you are doing it. You've got a real nice balance of King of Wands and Queen of Swords energy. So again, that powerful, taking things to fruition and charm and, money, work, all that. But our Queen of Swords is saying, I'm keeping it in line. I know what I'm doing. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put a bridge on from the top to bottom so that we can see how these are connected. I like to get additional messages or get a little bit deeper with the bridge. There we go. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, so we've got our Nine of Cups on top with our King of Wands here on the bottom. The Nine of Cups is about satisfaction in relationships. It has a hospitality kind of aspect to it, like, come on, the more the merrier, that kind of a feel. With our King of Wands, which we just talked about, the bridge is the Magician. So the Magician says that, what, you are not easily fooled by, even though you are giving this loving mirror back to people, you are not easily fooled. So, somebody who's not deserving of that, you are going to pick up on them and not be fooled. So that's good, because you have your boundary set, you have your awareness, you're aware, so you're not just getting walked on. Does that make sense? All right, so that's awesome. The Hanged Man, you help people see things differently. And here, why you do, because we've got the Queen of Swords energy where you're saying, this is what's up. This is the reality. And we've got Two of Wands there. That is talking about people making an inner choice. This is about people thinking about things. And again, it's a two. So twos are all about partnership and choice, right? So this is all about getting right with their feelings. They're not maybe feeling right with themselves. Remember what I said, you're a loving mirror. So you're making them see that love that they might not have seen otherwise. So when you've made them think differently about things, and your firmness, we've got the Two of Wands as the bridge. You're causing this person to think and to feel differently about themselves. Wow, this is great. I want to come talk to you. All right, next we have our Knight of Cups going into our Two of Cups. Now, if it was a romance reading, I would be like, boom, there you go. But it's not a romance reading. This is not love in terms of romance. This is love in terms of a loving emotion. And this is the knight is somebody who really rushes in and wants to make people feel better. So you might actively have that in your mind, that you enjoy making people feel good or love themselves or feel empowered, building their confidence. These are the things you might actually be enjoying. It is why partly why you do it. So maybe you are aware. And then of course our Two of Cups, people being drawn to you. We have our Three of Wands. Notice we have a progression. We have a 2 and a 3. So this is the person that you're speaking to, or the people. They think about it here with our Two of Wands from the up and down, right? From the Hanged Man to our Queen. They're thinking about it inside, making them think about things differently. And then on this side with our 3, which is the next step, 2, 3, we've got our Knight and our 2, the bridge. Let's start off on a journey. I am changing. I am moving forward. I am going to just do this. You inspire action in people. And you know what? The hardest thing to inspire is an emotional response. And it sounds like counterintuitive because you think about movies and emotional response. I cried because I saw the little boy with his dog, those kinds of things. Yes, that is an emotional response as well. But to trigger an emotional response that inspires change, that's the difference. So, when we have a hold of our emotions and we can use them as fuel to make change, that's what you're able to harness. So you are a wonderful friend. That is for sure. You are a wonderful family member. I would love to have you around. Not even kidding. I would love to be inspired by you. Wow, pile 1. You seem amazing. Well, I hope this resonated. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Please drop a comment for me. I would love to know. And if you haven't already, please remember to hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out. Plus, it really helps me. All right, my friend. Until next time, thank you for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. What makes you unique? Let's find out. All right, let's straighten this out. Here we go. And now let's look at our oracle card first. Ooh, let love grow. Let love grow. That's awesome. Well, obviously, letting love grow would mean you must be a loving person. But this also says that you are someone who inspires that feeling of security, because we need to feel secure before we can let our love grow. Right? So, this might be a message to you that, you need to feel secure as well. But you definitely, what makes you unique is that you are willing and open to letting love grow. It's not unique because other people let love in, of course, things like that. But it must be that you're unique in the sense that you are letting love in that otherwise might go unrecognized. You know what I mean? It's like somebody who takes care of the little bug outside and nobody likes the bug. Ew, it's gross. Ew, yuck, yuck. And then here comes you. Let me save this bug. I'll save it. It's like that kind of a thing. Let the love grow. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We got 2 of Cups. Okay. So let the love grow. Well, are you a good person for advice? You must be. That's what makes you unique, my friend. You are a great person for advice. Ooh, okay. We've got temperance here. Temperance is all about balance. It's kind of about accepting what you can't change, and letting things go that you can't, change, letting old resentments go. You are a great person for advice. Holy cow, have you got some good cards for that? So temperance, again, getting things into balance, let go. When you give someone advice, they're usually resentful about something or upset about something. In some cases, they're not, but do you see what I'm saying? So you must be a good person for advice when somebody is angry or upset with somebody, stuff like that. So, you help people to see that they need to let go of whatever it is that was holding them back. You speak the truth. We've got our Ace of Swords. You speak the truth. So you are willing to let people know. So you are honest. You are an honest, straightforward type of person. You're ready to communicate things. You're not fearful about having that conversation. Next, we have our King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is somebody who does very well. This is also somebody who has a lot of money, very stable. I don't know if you have a lot of money per se, but this is somebody who's very smart and knows how to plan. Especially when we're suffering from a time when we don't have money. That's when we need those skills the most, so that we know how to save and to plan and to get out of our predicament. This shows that you have that ability. This also, the King of Pentacles loves to make other people feel better. What did I say about advice? Let love grow. And here with our Ace of Swords, we've got that sword of communication, that sword of truth right there. So yeah. So moving down to the next row, we've got our Six of Wands, we've got our 10 of Wands, and our 2 of Cups. People come to you for advice because they think that you've been through some things and you have some experiences to share that would shed light on things. You also inspire that feeling of, that you're welcoming, I guess, it's the only word I can think of, because people feel that they can come to you because you do help letting the love grow, right, for other people. You must give really good advice because you have the 10 of Wands here as well. The 10 of Wands says it's the burden of your success. You've had, even if you haven't physically gone through every experience in the world and all the successful little tips and tricks, even if you haven't gone through that, you've gone through some emotional development, some emotional kind of evolution where you're able to see, the appropriate choice or selection or direction. So even if you haven't mastered everything yourself yet, you have a really great perspective on life, which is a huge plus. I mean, because we can get through anything when we have a great perspective on life. The 10 of Wands indicates that might be your burden because you can see those things. People come to you for advice to help that you to help them put things into perspective. We've got our 2 of Cups. Boom, there we are again. People coming in, people coming to you for advice. You give good advice. Well, guess what? People who give good advice, that's awesome. But guess what we're missing if we don't have this? We need people to help be there for us too, because sometimes the well runs dry. We only have so much to give. And that's what our 10 of Wands is saying. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bridge on from the top row to the bottom row. This helps to provide me with some extra detail or some new messages. Let's see what we've got. All right, so we've got our temperance coming into our victories, 6 of Wands, success, and things like that. We've got an 8 of Pentacles. This tells me that you pay attention to the details. You definitely are somebody who's a listener, and you remember things. I know myself, I don't have the best memory in the world, and sometimes I don't think I remember things, but then something will trigger it. Something that completely unrelated will trigger things, and I find out I do have a much better memory than I realize. This says that, you know what, you remember those details. Excuse me. You remember those details, and that's what helps you provide that great advice. All right, so we've got our Ace of Swords. Here's that new communication coming in with our burden of success. It's being bridged by our Star card. The Star card is the Star of hope. You provide hope to people. You provide hope. You are spreading the love. You are letting the love grow. You provide hope. Now, this is something too that you need to be able to do for yourself. It looks like you have, if you're not doing it already, you have the ability to provide excuse me, to provide that hope for yourself as well. So just helping other people is not what we're talking about. We're talking about your ability to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and give yourself a boost of confidence. That's what our Star card says. So even when the burden is a lot, we know that we can come through and that we are just as successful and inspiring. We know how to get up again and dust ourselves off and make things happen. Next, we have our King of Pentacles running into our Two of Cups, and that is bridged by our Knight of Swords. So this tells me that you help get people excited. You also have the tendency to get yourself excited. You have learned, though, that you can't go into something just with excitement, that you need to have a plan, that you can't just thrive on that, and then after the excitement dies, then not knowing what to do. You have to have more than just that initial excitement of that spontaneousness. You know, it's good to have the excitement. It's good to be spontaneous. I'm not saying those are bad things, but, you know, sometimes when we put all of our eggs in one basket, like when we're super excited, that's all we're thinking about. Oh my God, I can't wait. Blah, 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 blah. And then it happens, and then we're kind of left feeling flat, right? So it's about keeping it in balance. Remember what we talked about here on the first one on the spread is about the balance, keeping people calm, people coming to you angry or upset about what somebody else did, about resentments they have, stuff like that. You're able to calm that and say, you know, let's take it down a notch. Let's put it in perspective. You're able to balance. You can do this for other people. You can do this for yourself. If you feel like you can't do it for yourself, the cards are here to say, yes, you can. And you just need to think about it and get in line with it, because you absolutely have that ability. You can let the love grow. Whoa. You can trust in your ability to do this. Ooh, this is good, pile two. What do you think? This is what makes you unique. I'm sure there are more things as well, but what are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. Please write a comment for me. I love interacting with everyone. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on a video, and it also really helps me, so I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. What makes you unique? Let's find out. All right, let's straighten everything out. Okay, we're going to take a look at our oracle card first. Pause in your journey. Okay. Well, things must be happening for you. I mean, you must be feeling like, you know, even if major things aren't happening, it's like taking a step. Each step is important, even when they're little steps. You know, but pause in your journey kind of implies that you might need to take a look about what's going on. Instead of just plowing forward, you need to stop and kind of smell the roses and see what's out around you. Let's see what these are and see how that pulls in. Ooh, you're a very honest person, aren't you? Ooh, you're a very honest person. I definitely think so. Ooh, I just hit my elbow. I definitely think so. Pause in your journey. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just realized the stone you have is journey. What? I just connected the dots with that. Journey and pause in your journey. Holy cannoli. Okay. So you're trying to make something happen for yourself. You must be a very driven person. You have your mindset on what you want, and you are going to go out there and get it. You're going to go make it happen. We start up here with our our Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is our brand new truth, our brand new communication. This is important, telling people like it is. You are somebody who sees the truth in things. That is your gift. You see the truth in things, even when it's sad and upsetting. We have our Nine of Swords. So even when it's upsetting, you face these things head on. How do I know that? Because you pause in your journey, you recognize what's going on, and then you deal with it. And then you're victorious. We've got our Six of Wands. So the progression shows, this is the truth. You see the truth. It might be upsetting, Nine of Swords, but we're still going to end up being successful because we learn and we know and we have instinct on how to deal with any kind of things that come your way. Woo! So you definitely can see the truth in things. Definitely. You also then come down here to the next row. You also have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups says that first of all, the Nine of Cups is all about love and emotion. Emotion, this is satisfaction in your personal relationships. So, this shows that even though you are, sometimes upset by that truth and things like that, you are victorious and people are still drawn to you. People are still wanting to be with you, even though you're truthful. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes when somebody tells it like it is, it's sort of like I don't want to hear the truth. People are drawn to you because of that. You must be a very fair person. You can weigh out things, put them in perspective. You can stop and pause in your journey. Wow, journey. You pause in your journey and you can look around and see what the truth is. You can analyze and evaluate. We have our Justice card. I can't wait to get to this. First, we have our High Priestess. Let's talk about the High Priestess before we run into Justice. The High Priestess is talking about knowing what to do just intuitively. You are just intuitively. It's just innate. You are able to balance out the truth. You are able to walk forward. It doesn't paralyze you. It doesn't make you afraid, but you're able to head it head on. Wow. That is what makes you unique. A lot of people run from the truth. A lot of people tell themselves stories in their head to distract from the truth. To be able to hit it head on and deal with it, especially when it's upsetting, you're very strong. And that's the type of person that makes steps in their journey. It's the people who get lost on, the journey. They get lost on the journey because they can't see through the disappointment. They can't see through it. They only want to focus on what's good, and they can't deal with the disappointment. Therefore, the disappointment repeats itself. Do you see? So pausing in your journey means that it's not going to continue to repeat itself when you pause and you're able to unpack it and weigh it out and get rid of some of these emotions. That's what our High Priestess is saying. Now, this is where I was getting excited. The Justice card. The Justice card. Well, you can understand what justice means just by the justice, the name Justice. It's about getting what you're owed. It's about fairness. It talks about somebody who's very impartial. That's what we need to be able to deal with the good and the bad and make a decision and face the truth. We need to be impartial. We need to see things from an impartial way. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what else we've got. I'm going to put a bridge on. So this is going to connect the top row to the bottom row, and it's going to provide us with more information or continue on the message. Let's find out. Yeah, more confirmation. Okay. So we've got the truth. We've got our personal relationships are all doing great. We have our Six of Pentacles. You know what that is? That's all about giving. That's all about giving and receiving and not letting pride get in your way. So you do not judge people. You do not judge. You are, I mean, you internally might have thoughts one way or the other about what people are doing, but you do this in an impartial way. You are very honest. It's very almost like, I don't want to say cut and dry, like you don't have that spectrum of emotion. I don't mean that. But I mean, you can see the truth in something. You can be like, yes, you're on the right track. No, you're not. You just see it. You just see it. And you're not afraid to tell somebody the truth. Next, the disappointment card into our intuition card. It's bridged by our Eight of Swords. So our Eight of Swords, notice here was the Nine of Swords, right? Well, here we've got our eight. Nines are for attainment. Eights are an advancement. So what this says is, even though people, the news might be upsetting or whatever, you know that hitting disappointing information head on is going to be what gets you to get over it. It gets you to find a solution to something. And our Eight of Swords says that even though there are things coming at me, I still stand here and I can still figure out a solution. You can pause in your journey when bad things are happening and decide our next step. This is awesome. That's great advice. I'm listening to this myself because that's what you inspire in people. That's what you provide for people. And just reading this for you has given me something to think about as well. All right, our last row, we have the Six of Wands going into justice. We have the victory, the recognition, to the fairness, the impartiality, bridged by our Ten of Cups. Our Ten of Cups is all about that happy family relationship. Now, when I say family, it doesn't have to be your blood family or the family that your nuclear family that you grew up with or that you include now in your family. This can mean that, but a Ten of Cups also means emotional, like, well-being and good times. If it involves your family or you do have a family, then that would mean everybody feeling good and feeling like a unit, So people appreciate you. You help keep people advancing toward their greatest good. That is so inspiring. Taking a pause on your journey. We got the double whammy, journey. I still can't believe that. But pausing on your journey to help other people, to make them think about things, to have yourself stop. This is your gift. You're able to stop yourself before you run out there and go willy-nilly. You're able to think. You're able to help people see and be impartial. That includes yourself, not just other people. That includes yourself. Woo, pile 3. This was inspiring for me. I hope it was inspiring for you. Wow, you are unique. Oh, I love it. Well, let me know what you think. Please write a comment there and tell me what's going on. I would love to hear if this resonates with you. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on a video. And also, it really helps me, so I'd really appreciate it. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you.